Hey there, everyone. How you feeling? Okay, I guess you're kind of saying to yourself, "This is a another video he's making." So, what's this pertaining to? Well, this is something I was never going to make. I mean, I had an idea to do it, but I figured, like, hey, let sleeping dogs lie and just move on. But with recent events with, you know, Alyssa I'll just say Alyssa, the one that's getting these, just well, if you've seen her videos, if you've seen the posts on Facebook, if you saw it on social media, then you realize that this is something that happens in really any fandom of any kind, whether it be Star Wars, Star Trek, James Bond, even Dukes of Hazzard, whatever. But to know that it happens in the Godzilla community is in itself just unwarranted. But unfortunately, these things happen. And I feel like I should bring something to the table in terms of when it comes to G Fest. G Fest is a wonderful, amazing, you know, just tantalizing, just enriching, kind of thing. When I first discovered it, it was back in the 2000s, and when I finally went to my first time in the teens, alarming, this awakened me. But whatever you might think about anything in life, there will be certain things, certain blockages, certain potholes, certain obstacles that come that you should realize that with the good, unfortunately, will come the bad. And I'm about to bring this to light now with something that happened to me, believe it or not, last year. Or I should say it went down last year, but our story takes place a little over 5 years ago at 2019's G Fest. So here we go. The story takes place back in that time, and there was a certain, like so many of the kaiju fandom. You have your boys, you have your girls. We have everybody in different creeds and whatever. Well, one was a friend that I met on Facebook, and just to kind of, I don't want to put this person on blast by putting that person's name on blast. I figure like I'll just make a substitute name for her, and it's a woman. Yes, I'll name her. It's kind of funny, but I'll name her Bunny. Wow, that was rhyming. But I met her on Facebook through that way, and then I finally met at G Fest in 2019, and she been going consequently to the different G Fests and of the past, and having fun, whatever, So that was my take on it, because that's how I see individuals. They go to G Fest to have fun, meet the people who make the films and create them and star them and whatever. I figure, okay, well, she's just another in a long line of friends that, I get to meet and take pictures and whatever, and cool. That's how it should be. I'm not somebody, and I'm the kind of person who believes in making sure that the sisters of kaiju, well protected and whatever, all that good stuff. That's what you're supposed to do, because it's supposed to be a safe haven for anybody, for everyone. What I didn't realize at the time that I was brewing myself up for what was coming in the future that was going to leave me devastated. And we're going to flash forward now from 2019 past the COVID moments, which devastated this planet in some shape or form. And I was all with that, with like anything that was going on during the COVID, it closed down, shut down a lot of things. And shutting down, it's a cautionary tale. You want to make sure that people can come and watch and whatever and interact with one another by making sure it's safe for them. Okay, just waited 2 years because I would return, like so many others, to to the new digs at the Hyatt for G Fest. Bigger hotel, more roomy, more spacious, and I'll tell you, total upgrade. I'm like, I'm loving it. You get back, it's like I never left, like so many others. So like see old friends, interact with them, and it was, it's like, yes, we're back, we're doing this. G Fest is still alive and well. It's still fun. Well, this is what makes me realize that you just never know what to expect at anything, G Fest or Comic Con or whatever. Okay, so to get, because like I say, I don't want to spend too much time on where we're going, but I hear we got to go with this. Since I was back at G Fest and I was back into my routine, meeting people, new people, blah blah blah, and all that. And the greatest thing about that is, it's like I never missed a step, like so many others. Like I said, we're falling back into the routine. We're doing this. Okay, so I figured, we do the routine. People, go to different panels. We get our pictures, get signatures, selfies, all that good stuff, and all that good stuff. Love it. I'm loving it. Okay, and this is where the aforementioned Bunny comes into the picture, who I mentioned that I met years ago. She came that Saturday night where I was supposed to go 3 hours later to a movie Monster Madness, you know, rally. When I say it's one of those one terrible films that are kaiju related that I always meet up with some of my friends at midnight, and been doing it since 2017. I was going to attend, so I said, let me get me a shot of coffee, something to keep me up because usually when I go, I be sleepy and I'm like, I don't want to sleep through this. So I was like, I'm gonna get something that'll keep me awake. All right. Here enters Bunny. She made it through, or at least I thought at the time. And I don't really know. I mean, maybe it could have been, maybe not. I don't know. The point is, I run into Bunny. She makes it to the hotel, not without having some trials and tribulations getting there. She's in a very distraught mode. She brought her two kids, and she's just so weary, just exhausted, and all that. And anybody who knows me well enough, I'm a people person. If you need help, I'm there. I'm helping. I'll be able to help you out if I can, the best of my abilities. Well, we go back and forth. We're talking. And she's laying out a whole lot of, you know, something to me. About how her ex-husband, blah blah blah, and she just her daughter, just not. She's kind of had this anxiety, whatever, and but basically just putting a lot of things on me, and I'm just listening, and I figure that's what she needs, just a friend to listen, and I'm helping her out. I bought some dinner, bought her something to drink to help kind of calm her down, just being there, being there for her, being a confidant. I didn't realize at the time that I was setting myself up for something that was going to come a year later, but we'll get to that. We're talking, and by some way of fate, whatever, she starts asking about me, asking about me personally, about who I am, what to make. I mean, of course, she knows me on Facebook, knows we met years later, but she starts asking me about, do I have a girlfriend? Do I have my middle relationship or whatever? All these things, I'm just kind of like, I'm like, no, I'm not in a relationship, and why would you ask? I mean, that's not something that's prudent to what was being discussed here. And by and by, I'm just there, like I say, I'm there to just kind of, get her through this thing. But as time progressed, she started to work up, asking me, would you like to have a girlfriend? Would you like that? I'm kind of like, what? What's going? I mean, I'm just like, why? I mean, I've never had no woman want to want me, and this is what, and like I say, this is what's building up to what's going to happen later on. She starts asking me these things, and I guess I'm just, like, no, people, like I said before, people know me well enough that I'm not going to try to force myself to like me or to try to, I'm not doing all that. I don't do that. You like me, great. If you don't, move on ahead. So we're talking, and I helped her some with some stuff from her truck, take it to her room, and I mean, I figured, well, hey, I mean, just helping her out, I'm just doing that for, I guess I'm just being a friend. That's all. I'm not trying to be a creep. I'm not trying to be, but I'm just being a good friend. Anybody knows me, I'm trying to be a good friend. I'm not trying to, gain no grounding points or nothing like. I'm just being a good friend. I mean, anyone knows me knows this. So, bye bye. She pretty much calmed down. Talking. I guess she needed. I mean, I figured like, well, okay, this helps her out to calm down, and maybe she can enjoy the rest of what G Fest is. And do that. So I was like, okay, well, cool. I probably won't see her again. I mean, I'll see her again, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it won't lead to nothing. I mean, just do that. Okay, let's flash forward to Monday when all of us are about to leave and everything is about to go. And, I mean, people know about her and how her situation getting to G Fest and everything and whatnot. Um, she wanted to get my phone number, so I wanted to get. I was like, well, I mean, hey, maybe we want to talk, be able to, I'm not, I don't know. I mean, maybe it is something, maybe not. I'm not trying to push it. I'm not trying to push it. So, as she's about to, no, as it was about to leave, I think I was about to leave. No, I was about to leave. I was about to go catch my train back to Monroe, Louisiana. About to catch my train, and she did something that I've never had any woman do to me. And it took me by surprise. She kissed me. She kissed me on the cheek, and I was just kind of like, wow, I got kissed by a woman that wasn't not my mother, that wasn't related to me. I was like, huh, that was okay. I'm all right, I mean, I didn't really think twice about it, but I just feel like that was something. So, but it's like, okay, I mean, hey, maybe, maybe not, I mean, who knows? But you leave, go home, and it starts kind of mixing with you, a little bit. So for me, it was that. And, I get home, get settled and get or whatever, go back to my routine, go to work, go back and forth. And I don't know, some reason, something gestated into, just something about our interaction with her started to make me really think about her a little bit more, And time went on, I figured like, well, I'll text her, see how she's doing, how her kids are, and you know, back and forth, you know. What I didn't realize and what I should have known at the time, I didn't know this. I was just I was setting myself up for something to happen. But I started to develop feelings for this woman. I decided to feel it. I started developing feelings with Bunny. You know, I just didn't expect that, but by years in, I was really feeling it, and I had manned up because I hadn't done it before. I said to myself, I'm just because I was nervous to do this, but I said I'm gonna man up and call her. You know, just call her out of the blue, see how she's doing, and you know, we started talking on and off, you know, and texting and whatever, you know. I was just amazed, you know, how this was going, you know, and we started talking back and forth, you know, and I was like, hey, and I started sharing my feelings with her, you know, about how I feel for it. And by the next following year, and this is around February, you know, I discovered that I began to I began to really feel strong feelings with this woman, and I eventually, maybe this was a mistake. I'm pretty sure whoever's gone through this will say the same thing. I told her that I loved her. You know, okay, I loved her. So be it. And I thought she felt the same way. Little did I know. So once that got to rolling, she started developing these situations which she had to deal with some things financially. And I feel, you know what? Why don't I try to open a GoFundMe account? Because she was telling me she was dealing with stuff, dealing with her mortgage, with a car, all kinds of things, you know. And it's like, and I myself really have, I mean, yeah, single man, but I take care of a disabled person. So I couldn't really help her as much as I could, but I try to help as best I can, you know. So, like I say, back and forth on off and on, you know, it's funny how just when she's getting up top, she kind of falls flat again. And I was just kind of like, okay, this. I guess maybe that's I guess that's to be expected. You know, I mean, everything's gonna go perfectly. So she's having financial issues, and I kind of asked her, you think you might be able to go to G Fest? You mean because that's what she was trying to build up to do, go to G Fest and this coming that coming July, but she wasn't able to. So I said, well, hey, I know at least you be in there in spirit. Well, G Fest rolls around, and I get there, and I get to meet up with some of my pals that I talk to off and on the Metal Tavern and Sci-Fi Society. A group of us, we meet up for the first time physically in the flesh, and I'm like, well, hey, at least this won't be, at least this won't be so bad, because at least I'm hanging with people. I mean, true enough, some of the people that I usually hang out won't be there, but some of the people that I do hang out that are off and on VChat and everything, hey, we're gonna have a good time, and we was having a good time. We met up, coincided one another, bam. It's like, oh, so good. Okay, if I could have saw this sucker punch coming, I just swear I was. I like it. Just wow. Come Friday evening, or come Friday, no, around yeah, come Friday afternoon, say around 7 o'clock. No, no, no. It was around yeah, it was around like 2 o'clock. This, I get a call, and I'm kind of like, who's calling me? I'm like, my family knows I'm at G Fest. I mean, unless it's an emergency, you know, you shouldn't call me. And the phone rang again. I was kind of like, who's calling? You know what I mean? But like the only thing I can think of was could be my brother or my niece calling to tell me that something's going on with the family. So I was like, well, let me check. You know, but it's doing twice. Make sure you check it. You know, it's Bunny. I was like, okay, well, I mean, say she's, I guess she's like I say, she's back at home, you know, and then she's calling me to see, you know, talking. She tells me she's in Chicago. A person who has financial issues, has some trouble with money. She's in Chicago for G Fest. Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. So, but I, for myself, couldn't see the signs because my head was okay. She's in the hotel. She's there, and I kind of got excited. I did, you know. I got something like say I was like, okay, put away the fact that she's how she got here. She's here. This will probably add on to it, you know, more and more. And I invited her up to the room where some of my friends and I were heading out, you know. And what's amazing is two of them specifically kind of got a vibe about this woman that they didn't really was like something about her is a little off, and I still couldn't see it. So, and she was always, and for some reason, she was always saying, "Well, can we do this? Can we do?" I'm like, "Wait a minute now. I'm at G Fest. I mean, why should I jump? I mean, you're here interrupting what I supposedly am supposed to be with my friends. That it shouldn't be you and me. It should be them and me. You know, because I wasn't thinking you was going to be here. Okay, I figured like, okay, let me see if I can kind of straighten this out and maybe take it to dinner the next following night and whatever, you know. And come Saturday, stuff was about to go down. And what's about to go down, you're not gonna believe, but maybe you do. So here we go. Off and on, I'm trying to get in contact with her. You know, I'm texting her, say where you at and everything. You know, and she's back and forth, but I'm not really getting no real indication what's going on with her. So she pretty much was doing her thing, you know, which is that's just fine. You know, that's what you're supposed to do, you know. But I just wanted to make sure, cut ground with her that you know you're gonna be going with me and whatever, you know. I figured that's okay because I'm trying to find you and everything. Okay, this happens. What's about the crescendo happens right after the costume parade. After all said and done, everyone's left the auditorium. They're going to the Pickwick or going to lunch. I mean, going to dinner or whatever, you know. Because I'm telling them I'm going to take you with me to to eat out and everything. Got to go coincide with one another. Okay, brace yourself because I didn't expect to see this, but when it happened, oh boy, I told her for verbatim, you know, look, I've been following you or trying to find you all day. I've been following you all this time. Why don't you try and follow me for a change for a minute? For any man or any woman who might know what I'm talking about, I saw a switch turn on her, Bunny, so quickly that it's like, uh oh. Her whole attitude changed in a blink of an eye. It just like, first it was very demure, very, very, soft spoken. Then comes out this vindictive, ferocious, very, what the? what the hell? I was just like, what? Well, say the least, I saw a different side of this woman that I wasn't not expecting. I didn't think I was going to see this, and when it happened, it took me aback. Pretty much telling me, you change. You're not the same person that I met, you know, a year ago. You're not you're not this and like. And the weirdest thing is that through this tirade that she was going, she's telling me, well, I could have gone with because Don, you know, um, oh my God, I can't remember his name. One of the special guests, Don, the guy who's in Godzilla Final Wars. I can't remember. Don Fry, that's his name. Don Fry. She said I could have gone to dinner with him. I could have done that, you know. And then she had mentioned to say, because I had put that the get the GoFund thing, because I started a GoFundMe for her. I put some money down for her, to get it started. Well, I won't name this person's name. They put in some money. It never really reached the goal that it was going to do, but I mean, hey, it will count. She actually asked me, "How come you put in little more? I mean, how come this person put in more than what you put in?" I'm just like, should it matter how much I put in? It should be the thought of all this. And in my mind, I'm like, wow, I'm finally realizing that this person that I thought was not. And this, remember, this is all going down at G Fest in the Hyatt, going down. And if anyone saw me and her standing together while she's telling me all this, you know, yeah. Well, to make a long story short, which is, I mean, it's pretty long now because it's over almost 30 minutes. To make a long story, she gave me a ultimatum. Either follow. Basically, she's saying follow me, you know, liberation, or go with your friends. Really, I'm gonna follow you after all this. That's a choice. That's gonna be my only two options. Believe you when I say, bitch, you can take it because I'm gonna go with the people who actually care about me instead of some gold digging hoe. I'm just like, wow, man. I'm just like, so I went back to the suite where the with my real friends were at, and I told him what happened. I told him everything, and one of my boys, he knows he know who he is. He said, I knew it. It's like, but the thing about this, here's the thing. After we sat there, I told us what all of this, and I know my boy would want when to say it, but I need to say this. Knowing how I felt for this woman was real, but after it got shattered, I broke down and just sobbed. I just broke down right in front of them, and I didn't care. I didn't care because I did feel feelings for this woman. I did, you know, but I see that it wasn't the same to me at the same time. And knowing that that was the case, it opened my eyes to a different world that I never thought I was going to be a part of because I never imagined myself falling into that hole and experiencing that. So knowing that it happened and knowing that it took place made me realize that, well, Walter, you have experienced something that most people probably will never experience. And the sad part about this all is that after a while, I wanted to get drunk, you know, and I was going to get drunk, which I did kind of get a little bit, get a little tipsy. Went down to the Starbucks to get something if they got something hard. And would you believe that I saw this salt bunny with another guy trying something audacious as, you know, money situation. I'm like, oh my goodness, really? So come sun, come Saturday, no, not Sunday, come Monday, we're about to leave. You know, I'm thinking like I'm not gonna see this person again. I'm like, I'm done with her because I blocked her, blocked the number, but like I've just excommunicated her out of my life. Do you know she came up to me, trying to give me a hug, which I did. I mean, I'm trying not to make a scene. Like nothing happened. I'm like, are you fucking for real right now? But amazingly, it's like I'm gonna be hospitable and just civil here. Hug her, let her walk away, whatever. So, getting to the point of this is the interesting thing. I come to find out through two different sources about this person and found out that she had done this previously to several other men in the past of the G Fest that she attended. I was kind of like, what? Really? I just couldn't believe it, I just got like, what? So it made me kind of think to myself, huh, the only difference is between them and me is that I allowed myself to get played. They may never have, but I did. I played myself into falling in love and falling in a trap. And it's sad to know that this kind of situation happened at G Fest, which I wish I didn't happen, but unfortunately it did. And knowing that what was brought up early this week with Alyssa, and talking about, the situations with, the bad vibes from different people in the community, I often wonder, are there people out there who go to these fests, who go to these cons, or either other type of cons and do this to other people? And it's just wow. And I got sucked into it. I got caught into it. But that's something I needed to bring. I mean, it was something I was going to bring up, but I said to myself, you know what? I'm not going to say anything about it. You know why? Because it's like, hey, just let it be. But after hearing about Alyssa's situation, then seeing Kaiju Kim talking about it, and then Donnie Winter, mentioning it, I say, this is a tale that most people will never know about because I'm pretty sure there are other things that goes on behind closed doors that most people will never know that goes on in anything. And unfortunately, G Fest is just one of those outlets where some things have happened, and unfortunately, it's happened to me. You know, it has nothing. And funny thing is, the thing about it is, it has nothing to do with you know anything who works at G Fest or anything. It was an attendee at that, and I just got sucked into that moment, and it's just like I say, changed my life. And just like I say, this happened last year. So, but I don't want to. But I never wanted to bring this up as a something to make us, poison pill for anybody. I just wanted to bring this to light that I was somebody who was at an event that's supposed to be pretty much a fun, festive, family friendly environment. And unfortunately, I got rained on. And I'm pretty sure some others out there might have too. And I know, like I say, Alyssa has, situations that have happened. I know some other people who've had that happen. it's just sad that it happened, you know. And this it's like I never want the. I mean, I wish things could never be like that, but I know that the truth is we don't live in a perfect world. You know, not everything's sunshines and roses. It's not. It's just not how it works. You know, I mean, I'm a realist by far, but I know that, like anything, it's what you make of it and how you take that, what happens to you, how it affects you, how you move on from that. So, but I wanted to give my share of this event that was G Fest related, and unfortunately, you know, it took place at G Fest. But I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to, I don't want to say, I don't want, like I said, I don't want to say. I mean, I've already said these things, but I feel like, you know, I don't want you to go to any con and feel like, oh, that's going to happen to me. That might no. The point I'm making is this: just to be cautious, be aware of your surroundings, like Batman. Just don't let someone take advantage of you. Don't let someone try to be a creep on you. Don't let no one try to do anything to you because the second that happens, it's over. It probably destroy who you are, and it almost destroyed me. But I came out of there stronger than I was before, and I'm glad to say that I'm able to tell the tale, and hopefully people can learn from this. So, but that's it for now. And I want to thank you for listening. Whoever does watch this, it may not. I mean, like I say, if anyone watches this, hopefully you take my words and just say, you know, hold on and be careful, you know, out there at any con, any event. Okay. So, as I always say, take care, be patient, and always keep that kaiju love alive.